Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Rainbow Sheep Chronicles with Marissa, Raymond, and me, Jean Jung. We are a couple of midlife women coaches who share our journeys as a 6'3" and 3'6" in the human design system because we are here to experiment and model for the collective.
Want to
Hey,
want to
Marissa.
hear what I'm not modeling well
Yeah,
today, Jean?
yes, I do. What's going on?
I
And
am
we're
not.
both wearing pink, everybody.
It's
One of the colors of the rainbow sheep is pink. Today is not planned. Go
no,
ahead.
it's not planned. So I am not I am challenged today by boundaries,
Hmm.
by keeping the boundaries that I set. I'm much better at it when the person's not in front of me, but this is specifically like face to face. We're on a call. I need to go and do something else, and I don't feel like there's resolution. So I
Yep.
want to keep going, and I sort of default to the other person feeling resolved before I can implement that boundary. And then as a result, I end up being rushed and overwhelmed and then feeling guilty because I'm late to the thing that I was supposed to do, or I didn't take time to take care of like the transition is chaotic. Um, so yes, boundary
Great.
setting. Who else has that problem? Is it just me? Is it just me? And please say it's not just me.
Not you, not just you. Everybody who has empathy, especially empaths, have a really hard time sometimes keeping boundaries and not getting our energy totally leached. So this is a wonderful topic for this episode, and we will use our own wisdom as 6'3" and 3'6", including North Node astrology, which is something that I use a lot in my coaching, and human design, which is something you use a lot in your coaching. So I know you have North Node in Libra. So actually being of service to others generally is good for you. However, never is it good for us when we throw ourselves under the bus.
Yeah.
It really needs to come from a really aligned, intuitive, whole place when we follow our North Node. And to me, the main thing that I look at when I'm working with people is their early conditioning and traumas, which can become their just chronic patterns. And once you're able to release that enough so that you can be present, then you can make clear, present, creative choices. So it sounds like you're in one of those old kind of loops of like, I gotta fix, I gotta help, somebody needs me.
Yeah.
Want to know a little bit more about where that comes from, and we can tap on it?
Yeah, well, and I was just gonna, as you're saying that, like reflect on the conversations we've had on other episodes and conversations you and I have had offline. In human design, when you're speaking, where I would see that is um in my open heart center, which is the center of will and ego. So it's the center that that feels like the you wear the mask of of wanting to prove yourself,
Mm.
right? And so I think where that ties in, and I love because I have two kids who have that defined. So they're like, I don't care what you think. Like, I'm just gonna do what I want to do, and like, I'll ask forgiveness, not permission, right? And I'm like, I have to ask permission. I have to ask permission. So, um, I think where that comes up for me and tied into the the North Node in Libra, which means the South Node's in Aries, the fighter. Um, um, there was definitely conditioning when I was growing up around sort of traditional gender roles. So it's a woman's role to be subservient and to um,
Take
wait
care of it.
until like ask permission, not forgiveness, right? Like that was actually a big part of the conditioning, um, which
Yep.
and I actually really like that part. Like the strength of that of
Hmm.
I'm gonna make sure you have autonomy and I have autonomy, and I'm gonna make sure you agree, you consent to what's gonna happen next instead of just pushing through and then saying, oops, sorry. Um, so it obviously served me well because I asked permission and then got rewarded with people saying, yes, of course, I would love for you to do that thing for me. Or you're such a good girl, right? Like, um, you've proven yourself and your worthiness. So yeah, so I see how it served me as a child. Um, and and you and I've talked about,
General, in general, that is the respectful way to be. The like do first and ask forgiveness later is pretty toxic. That's like non-consent. Hello.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's fine when it's like I want, right, like when it doesn't impact somebody else. But it's just like I'm just gonna do my own thing because that's what I'm here for. It's enough. I think that the shadow of the Libra is, like you said, being of service. The shadow of the being of service is being like, until I've been of service, I can't shut off the being of service. Right? Like I can't rest until the project's done. I
Yeah.
can't, that's
It's
the,
comfortable.
it's the, yeah, the like, it's
Mm.
not finished. And if I leave it unfinished, then I won't get the reward. I won't get the
Right.
dopamine hit.
Right.
We can talk about the neurobiology of that too. Like the dopamine hit of like the anticipation of the reward. If you know that the reward isn't going to come because you're not going to finish it, then you don't get the dopamine hit, so you don't feel good.
Mm.
So there's biochemically my brain going, I want to finish this, and I want
Mm.
to know I'm going to finish it and tie up the bow so that I can walk away with that pat on the back. Um, so yeah, so that's what's coming up for me here intellectually and here in my heart as I reflect on, where I think this is coming from.
Okay. And how intense is that feeling of I gotta finish this and take care of this to get that pat on the back?
Yeah, I mean, when I think about this experience that I was sharing with you earlier, with not being able to walk away from a conversation, um, it was really intense. Like there really was a fight or flight there. Like,
Yeah.
I would say it was like a good 7 or 8. Like it's not safe to walk away. This person's going to judge me. This person's not going to want to work, not going to hire me. This person's, going to feel abandoned. Whatever the thoughts were,
Mm.
they're really sitting, like I feel it in my throat and my heart.
Okay.
And like I said, it's pretty intense. Yeah,
7 or 8.
7. I feel like I
And can you,
often say 7 or 8 when you ask me how intense things are.
yeah, that's okay. That's generally where it is for me too, when it's really intense, unless it's super intense. So, tell me, is there a memory that you have growing up of that being the exact situation? If you had walked away, it would have been not good. You would not have gotten that pat on the back. Maybe the other person would have been left stranded, or maybe you have had that experience of being left stranded when somebody didn't fully hear you. What does it remind you of?
I mean, I just thought of like 1,000 different things. Um, so yes, tons of memories.
Maybe one of the most early ones or
Yeah, I
the
mean,
very
we've talked
vivid
here
one.
about the cycle of hurt people in my
Mm.
family. And so there was definitely the like, if I don't make sure that this energy level goes from
Mm. Yeah.
7 to 10, right? If I don't bring this down, if I leave before
Yeah.
the calm comes, then
Yeah.
it's going to amplify and explode. And there's going to be you know, violent outburst, rage,
Gotcha.
anger.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
it's definitely survival, definitely survival.
And as a woman of Jewish lineage, we know the history and the traumas that have impacted your people
Yeah.
that are probably heightened lately because of all the things that are going on in the world. So
Yes.
I hold that in my awareness that that is something that got passed through your family and probably was a huge motor behind some of these patterns of having to take care of people
Yeah.
because shit could happen. It
Mhm.
could be really, really horrible.
Yeah.
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 All right. And let's start tapping. But I do want to say I was so charmed in your voice message yesterday, I think, when you said you were picking up your son. And at the end, you're like, oh no, not you. You're saying your son was looking at you that way. And it was so cute.
It was funny. So for the people who are listening, I was actually going to a meeting at school, and I was trying to go when I wouldn't cross paths with him because he's 13 going on 14. And like the most embarrassing thing for him is like when I go to meetings at school for the PTA. And so, yeah, I was like, okay, like I was checking my watch and I was like, okay, if I go now, I'm not going to cross paths with him. And then I crossed paths with him, and the look on his face was like, oh, no. And so, yeah, I was messaging Jean at the time, leaving a voice message, and I was like, I'm getting a look. Like, oh, no, not you. And then, yes, he,
It was
he
so
did
cute.
say, to his credit, he did say, you're going to school and I'm not. he's like, he's like, you're getting called to the principal's office. Like it was very funny. He did crack a joke, but
That's
um,
cute.
it was very funny. But yes, I was like, again, Pete, there you go. There's the beginning. Like I was like, oh, I gotta set my watch so that I don't cross paths with him because
You're
that's going to cause like an uncomfortable situation. So I'm saying, here's a boundary. Like I respect his boundaries. Don't go to school when he can see me. But I
yeah.
broke it again.
You know what I noted about it was your tone of voice was so like light and kind of like humorous and
Yeah.
surrendered. And I was thinking when you were just describing the trigger you've been having today, if you could also remember that part of you that can be completely nonplussed by somebody being completely not wanting to see you.
Teenager being like, oh, don't look at me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cross the street.
Yeah. Just maybe consider like you have that wise part of you that doesn't take it personally, that
Yeah.
just sees the person having their issues completely not a reflection on who you are, your value, your goodness. Maybe that can be part of what we anchor in our tapping.
I love this because A, you're giving me the example um, to know that it's not always true, right?
Mhm.
That I don't set boundaries, but B, it also reminds me of how much I've healed parts of the relationship with my son.
Mhm.
Um, and how much we both have grown because yeah, like I can now tease him about that because I know he's going to tease me, and there's a safety there, which with this person, that the story, like I didn't know this person before, so there was this like it was putting me back in that place
Yeah.
of needing to prove myself. Like I don't have to prove myself with my kid anymore. Like he knows that I've got his back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I this person didn't I didn't have that feeling of safety and security, which is why it triggered
Yeah.
that wound. So I'm sharing that because yes, it's tied to that safety and security in relationship.
Yeah. And then I'm just going to offer something from my recent experience. I went to my 35th year college reunion. I went to Yale and I hadn't been to a reunion in 20 years. And there's a lot of reasons that I haven't been. I didn't go to the big one, the 25th, because I was really working through a lot of muck at that point in my life. And I've had some, painful issues with some people from college, close friends and relationship. And it just felt like it was not going to be a good thing for me to go there. Um, and in those 20 years, I've done a lot of work on myself. And what I was really noticing in my presence at the reunion was how grounded I felt in my own skin, how comfortable in my own skin, and how I wasn't chasing approval for the most part. I got triggered a few times. And yeah, at one point, one friend was looking at me as like, Jean, you're overthinking. I'm like,
Completely.
duh, I'm totally triggered. Of course I'm
That's the
over.
next episode.
Yeah. But I appreciated that she called me on it and that she could say it in a way that was so like kind of neutral and objective. you're in your head, you're overthinking. I'm like, yes, I am spiraling right now. Hello. This is what it
Thank
looks
you for
like.
seeing me.
Yeah, but it was a great like anchor and reminder, like, oh yes, let's take a few deep breaths and let go of what just got triggered.
Yeah.
And um, and then also I just yeah, noticed that I was able to hold boundaries in certain situations where in the past I perhaps might not have been. So it's really good to do this work. And it's very freeing. You can show up, be yourself, know that you have your own back. And it also gives other people inspiration. Like, I think a lot of people probably thought I showed up very differently than I did, definitely back in college, where I was like, I was just like so interested in like running all my Piscean Cancer energy at everybody and being like always happy and sweet and whatever. And then in my own, time, I would often just be like, oh gosh, like dealing with all you know, the results of just being such an overgiver and a people pleaser. So let's do some tapping. So everybody out there, why don't you think about where you sometimes give too much or don't know how to hold a boundary or say no, or you chase after approval, chase after validation, and just locate it in your body. Is it in your chest, in your throat, in your belly, in your head, your shoulders? Is it, yeah. If you're feeling any tension in your body, just take note of it and then give it a number 0 to 10, 10 being the strongest. And then, as always, it's good to be hydrated when you do this work because you're working with the body's electricity and you're also releasing toxins and you want to flush them out.
I'm hydrating with Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Talk about your 35th college reunion.
Yes, yes. Okay. So let's start tapping on the side of the hand. So even though I couldn't say no today,
Even though I couldn't say no today,
and people at home, if you say it out loud, your unconscious can hear you better. I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
And this is the setup phrase, and it helps our psyche get ready to release, to detach and release. So even though I wanted to finish helping her,
So even though I wanted to finish helping her,
because then I could get that pat on the back validation.
because then I could get that pat on the back validation.
And everybody at home, you can either say what I'm saying or say what you want to say, but whatever you're holding in your mind is going to get relief, whatever you're saying. It's called borrowing benefits. And Marisa is starting to release on a deep level. The yawning is so good. It's really pulling it up by the roots, often physical distress. So even though I was trained to take care of other people,
So even though I was trained to take care of other people,
and it shows up today in many ways,
and it shows up today in so many ways,
and I'm ready to release this old codependent pattern
I'm ready to release this old codependent pattern
of giving beyond what's best for me,
of giving beyond what's best for me,
from this compulsive need for validation.
from this compulsive need for validation.
And I deeply and completely love and accept.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself,
Honor and respect,
honor and respect myself,
and I forgive myself
and I forgive myself
for having this pattern.
for having this pattern.
All right, and we'll start tapping. First point is inside of the eyebrows, one or both. Hits one of these meridians. I couldn't say no.
I couldn't say no.
I kept giving.
I kept giving.
I wanted to finish helping her
I wanted to finish helping her.
on the side of the eye. It's the way I was raised.
It's the way I was raised.
I helped fix people's issues.
I helped fix people's issues,
And then I got a lot of praise.
and I got a lot of praise.
under the eye. And it felt validating,
It felt validating,
like I was wanted.
like I was wanted.
My value was seen
My value was seen
because I could help other people.
because I could help other people.
Under the nose.
The phrase, like, good enough. I was good enough.
I was good enough
I was good enough
if I was fixing people's problems.
if I was fixing people's problems.
And that gave me some security
And that gave me some security
when I didn't really feel very secure.
that I didn't really feel very secure.
The dip in the chin. I didn't always feel secure growing up.
I didn't always feel secure growing up.
I felt anxious a lot.
I felt anxious a lot.
I didn't know if I really had a place in the family,
I didn't know if I really had a place in the family,
if I belonged just for being me.
if I belonged just for being me.
Collarbone points. So I clung to these opportunities
So I clung to these opportunities
where I could feel someone valued me.
where I could feel someone valued me.
It was a brief respite from insecurity. Let it go.
It was a brief respite from insecurity.
And so it became a habit,
And so it became a habit,
a compulsive pattern.
a compulsive pattern.
Under the arm, about 4 inches. I choose to heal, release, and let go
I choose to heal, release, and let go
of this ancient pattern,
of this ancient pattern,
a feeling I had to fix others,
this feeling that I had to fix others
to be valuable,
to be valuable,
wanted,
wanted,
needed,
needed,
seen,
seen,
loved,
loved,
safe.
safe.
The top of the head. Yeah. Good job. It feels great to heal, release, and let go
It feels great to heal, release, and let go
of this old chronic pattern
of this old chronic pattern
of chasing security
of chasing security
by taking care of others,
by taking care of others,
by solving their problems.
by solving their problems.
Take a deep breath. How'd that feel?
That felt really good. You said some things that just really, like, I could feel the expansiveness. I could feel the shift in the energy. Um, yeah.
What were those things that I said?
Um, trying to remember the specific words, but when we were tapping under the armpits and you were going through the list of how it made me feel. Um,
Secure,
or
safe,
safe, loved, worthy.
good,
Um,
value. Yeah.
yeah. And I think what I felt as we were saying the words and tapping was
Mhm.
this decoupling of the beginning of that sentence, which was it like it made me feel
Mm.
into um like I am.
Mm. Nice.
That's what I felt like. I just felt my heart kind of expand and go like, but I like I hear
Yeah.
myself say, but you are all these things.
Yay.
So yeah, yeah, really powerful.
Awesome. So what is the number in your chest? Was it?
Yeah,
Was
my
it?
chest and my throat.
Mhm.
Yeah, I definitely feel I feel I would say it's down to like a as I'm thinking about it, I can feel the it coming kind of coming up it's at like I was gonna say four, and then it felt like it was coming up the more I thought about it, because it was like, oh, but I don't know how to set those boundaries. Like
Mm.
I feel like I can, like I have permission to set the boundaries, but I like there's the how
Do
that's
it.
coming into my,
Okay,
like that's the thought that's coming up now. Um, but so that's why I think it's still there. But
let's do that then.
yeah,
But the number, what did you say it was?
like a four or five.
Perfect. All right. So let's start again. So even though I feel a little better,
So even though I feel a little better,
but there's still some anxiety in my throat and chest.
there's still some anxiety in my throat and chest.
It's about a 4 or 5.
It's about a four or five.
And I'm ready to let this go.
And I'm ready to let this go.
So even though I realize I am allowed to set boundaries,
So even though I realize I'm allowed to set boundaries,
I just don't quite know how.
I just don't quite know how.
I feel this energy in my body
I feel this energy in my body,
and I'm ready to let it go.
and I'm ready to let it go.
So even though I don't know how to set boundaries, let it go. Take your time.
So even though I don't know how to set boundaries,
And that causes some anxiety.
and that causes some anxiety,
And I'm open.
sorry,
Yeah, good job. And I'm open to releasing these blocks
I'm open to releasing these blocks
and allowing my intuition to come through.
and allowing my intuition to come through.
And I deeply and completely love and accept myself
And I deeply and completely love and accept myself
with all these thoughts and feelings.
with all these thoughts and feelings.
Awesome. Let's start tapping inside the eyebrow, one or both. You hit the meridian either way, but some people like to do both. I don't know how to set a boundary.
I don't know how to set a boundary.
I don't know what I would have said to this woman.
I don't know what I would have said to this woman.
Side of the eye. I gotta go.
I gotta go.
Set up an appointment.
Set up an appointment.
Here's my card.
Here's my card.
How's Wednesday?
How's Wednesday?
I have time at 2.
I have time at 2.
Under the eye. Call me.
Call me.
I've gotta go.
I've gotta go.
Bye.
Bye.
Under the nose. I'm sorry, that's all I have time for.
I'm sorry, that's all I have time for.
Call me and set up an appointment.
Call me and set up an appointment.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, dip in the chin.
Oh, this feels so uncomfortable.
Good, we'll tap it out. Gotta go.
Gotta go.
Good luck.
Good luck.
God help you.
God help you.
And you're not going to say this. I'm bringing up these feelings, thoughts, so that we can release the blocks in our nervous system. Once they're gone, your intuition kicks in. You're intuitively guided. Collarbone points. Sorry, lady.
Sorry, lady.
I gotta go.
I gotta go.
I only give so much free information anyway.
I only give so much free information anyway.
I'm a business owner,
I'm a business owner,
even if I am an empath,
even if I am an empath,
and I don't give it away for free.
and I don't give it away for free.
Under the arm. I take care of myself.
I take care of myself.
I value what I offer.
I value what I offer.
It's important to have boundaries.
It's important to have boundaries.
This is how I can serve sustainably.
This is how I can serve sustainably.
And I have a right to charge for my expertise and time
And I have a right to charge for my expertise and time
and my energy.
and my energy.
Top of the head. When I was growing up, I couldn't charge.
When I was growing up, I couldn't charge.
Little Marissa was chasing love and validation.
Little Marissa was chasing love and validation.
But I'm an adult now.
But I'm an adult now.
I've been in business for years.
I've been in business for years.
This is what I offer,
This is what I offer,
and it's worth a lot.
and it's worth a lot.
I'm here to help people,
I'm here to help people,
but I am not anyone's savior.
but I'm not anyone's savior.
Top of the eyebrow. It's safe to heal, release, and let go
It's safe to heal, release, and let go
of this ancient pattern
of this ancient pattern
of needing to fix
of needing to fix
in order to belong
in order to belong
and feel safe
and feel safe
and loved
and loved
and worthy.
and worthy.
Side of the eye. I was born worthy,
I was born worthy,
deserving of love,
deserving of love,
completely valuable,
completely valuable,
priceless,
priceless,
honored.
honored.
I was worthy just being myself.
I was worthy just being myself.
I am worthy just being me.
I am worthy just being me.
Under the eye. I take your time. I'm worthy.
I'm worthy.
I'm loved.
I'm loved.
I'm lovable.
I'm lovable.
I'm valuable.
I'm valuable.
I'm priceless.
I'm priceless.
I'm good
I'm good
just for existing.
just for existing.
Under the nose. So set up an appointment.
So set up an appointment.
I'd love to help you with that.
I'd love to help you with that.
Call me.
Call me.
I gotta go.
I gotta go.
Dip in the chin. I'm here for me. Take your time.
I'm here for me.
I'm here to be my authentic self.
I'm here to be my authentic self.
I'm here to thrive.
I'm here to thrive.
I deserve to prosper
I deserve to prosper
just for being on the planet.
just for being on the planet.
Collarbone points. I'm valuable
I'm valuable,
like all living creatures,
like all living creatures,
like all living things.
like all living things.
There's no need to prove.
There's no need to prove.
I have inherent worth.
I have inherent worth.
And when I know that, take your time.
And when I know that,
When I feel that,
when I feel that,
everybody benefits.
everybody benefits.
They feel that they are valuable too,
They feel that they are valuable too,
without having to prove themselves.
without having to prove themselves.
We can all relax
And we can all relax.
under the arm. My birthright is love
My birthright is love
and safety,
and safety,
acceptance,
acceptance,
love,
love,
respect,
respect,
appreciation,
appreciation,
prospering,
prospering,
stability,
stability,
security,
security,
belonging.
belonging.
Top of the head. I'm a gift to the world.
I'm a gift to the world.
I'm here to thrive.
I'm here to thrive.
I'm here to express my essence.
I'm here to express my essence.
It feels so great just being me.
It feels so great just being me.
Other people love being around me.
Other people love being around me.
They feel how worthy I am,
They feel how worthy I am
how worthy they are,
and how worthy they are
just for being alive.
just for being alive.
Take a deep breath. Yay!
Yay!
How do you feel about knowing how to set a boundary now?
It, it there's
Still,
definitely still a little bit of a trigger, but I loved when you said you were just like giving these examples, try to make me laugh and trusting that like the intuition is there. And I think having the examples that you gave give like gives me an idea of what
yep,
it could look like. So like
yep.
I can just use my three line and experiment with how does it feel to say it this way or how does it feel to say it that way or because there were definitely some that were felt more triggering or more like difficult to get out than
Yeah,
others. And
yeah,
so when I listen back to this recording and hear all those ideas, I know that my sacral will also be like, "Ooh, yes, that one," and because that's what was happening intuitively when we were talking, like I could feel my body responding.
right.
Um, so
Okay.
yeah, yeah, I definitely feel like more confidence in trying and experimenting
Great.
with what
Great.
feels
Awesome. So I just have a thought.
right. Yeah,
Part of the reason why I get triggered is because my inner child will make up something about the way somebody either, acted or didn't notice or, the way they acted,
great.
And I'll often make it mean they didn't think I was important enough or worth their time, or they don't like me, or they judge me. Like some of that still went on during the reunion that I went to. And the reality is they're just in their own world.
Yeah.
Maybe they're super focused on connecting with people for professional reasons, and they know that I'm not in their industry. Or maybe they feel guarded and vulnerable. Like I'm a very open person, and not everybody can handle that.
Mm-hmm.
So I am trying to turn the corner with automatically, feeling rejected or, not good enough into feeling powerful and aware that not everybody is ready for what I offer.
Yeah.
There something that you can turn around. So your feeling when people are coming to you with all of their stuff is that they want you to fix it for them. And that's where they're going to see you as valuable.
Right.
How can we turn that around? You have any thoughts?
I mean, I really liked what you said about like, I'm not here to be anyone's savior.
Mhm.
We've talked on other episodes about that dynamic of victim, villain, savior. And so if somebody's in victimhood, they're seeking somebody to blame, the villain, and they're seeking somebody to save them. But
Mhm.
if you actually come in and save them, you're enabling them. And I
Yeah.
think I have a lot of
Yeah.
examples of what enabling behavior looks like. Um, and one of the things, so I think that's first and foremost is remembering like the savior doesn't really fix it.
Yeah.
It puts the band-aid on, right? Like that you can lead a horse to, or what is
Yeah.
it like the fish one, right?
Teach a man to fish
And fish.
or give him fish. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that one. Um, so I think that's how I can flip it,
Okay.
right? And then the other thing that popped up as you were talking and going into the human design piece is like with that open um, will, heart, ego, whatever language you use for that center, where the not self-talk, the shadow, the mask you wear is needing to prove myself. I think it's just the mantra that we've talked about before and that you
Yeah.
said here. Like I'm worthy just because I am.
Yeah.
And whether or not they reflect it has nothing to do with me. That's their stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
and I think it's just going to be a level of reminding myself that that's not mine, even for myself, that's not mine to fix because it's going to feel different since I'm picking up their energy in that space too. And with this particular person, there was a lot of energy of unworthiness
Yeah.
that I was picking up. So reminding myself that, like you're saying,
Yes.
help happen to you on this trip, like on this at the reunion, like, oh yeah, like this isn't mine. This is theirs that I'm reflecting. So
Yep. So I had a few thoughts
yeah.
and we can pop these in, but I'm going to share them with you first. So we talked a little bit ago about how you have a lot of awareness and intuition and empathy, and sometimes people will shut you down and it's a trigger for you. And then you kind of get in that loop of trying to prove yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of used ChatGPT and some intuitive input from ChatGPT to support you to see how you do have so much valid understanding to share.
Yeah.
And you need to see yourself as worthy and offering a lot of wisdom. And when you really just own that, you're going to come from a different energy space than
Yeah.
trying to get them to understand. And I know that that is triggering for you as a Jewish American woman dealing with some of the situations you're dealing with. Like you really feel like if they don't get it, it's not safe for you,
Mm-hmm.
which might be true. So taking all of this into awareness and also intergenerational trauma, I'm going to do one more tap and hopefully we can lift you even further out of this pattern.
Okay.
So the feeling was in your chest, a 4 or 5. Where is it now? Is it still there?
Um, it's funny. I feel like you went somewhere else.
Okay.
That's a trigger that wasn't related to the boundaries, although I'm sure it is connected to the boundaries. So,
Where
I'm
is that?
so I feel that directly in my throat, not in my chest.
Okay, perfect.
That sort of part of
Sure.
speaking out isn't safe, but I also
Zero.
need to speak up.
Yeah. 1 to 10. What is it?
Um, yeah, which I guess is tied to my boundaries, but yeah, I didn't connect it till just now.
Is it okay to tap on this? You
Yeah,
don't have to. Okay.
yeah. We can tap on it. So I'm going to share this story, just a little bit of
Sure.
background of this because you and I got to
Right.
meet in person um, when you were after you were at your reunion. I happened to be visiting my family in New York, so we like literally met. Like I'm in France, Jean's in Seattle, and we met like in the center in New York. And then I was on the Upper West Side, and she was in Brooklyn, so we met in the center of where we were. It was like the
In
universe
Square Park.
had our backs, and
And the fact that you would be in New York at the same time I was done with the reunion, going to spend a few days in New York,
yeah.
like you had so many crosses.
And it was
You're a
the day I was
Capricorn.
leaving, right? Like I was like, I can see you in the morning because my flight's in the evening.
So
Perfect.
everybody out there, Marissa and I were meant to cross paths. She's
Yes.
a 3-6, I'm a 6-3. She's a Capricorn, I'm a Cancer. You've got a Libra North node. I've got a Libra South node, Aries North node, Aries South node. We both
I
have
lived
lived
in
in.
Seattle. You lived in Seattle. Like you live in Seattle, but we were in Seattle at the same time.
I've we were both in France at age 16, not at the same time because we were different ages, but with a French family. We've both been educated on the East Coast and have the New York experience. And there's just so many ways that we cross paths. You've got a sacral authority, I've got an emotional authority. We're both manifesting generators. So yeah, there's lots of overlap.
So much
Jewish
overlap.
American, Korean American, lots of similar patterns there. So anyway, this is the weird reason why the energy bris has brought us together.
Yeah.
And that time in New York, just 1 hour where we had coffee, basically,
Yeah.
another example.
And Jean, and so like the what Jean's talking about is like we were sitting at this coffee shop and I was sort of telling her what was going on, and it was very similar to what she just described of feeling um, this, this insecurity, physical insecurity, because of what's going on in the world right now and my Jewish ancestry and stuff. Um, and Jean's like, let's ask ChatGPT. And so it was wonderful, and she did a tarot reading for me using ChatGPT to pull the cards, and so what came up there, and I think what where this feels like it's linked with the word with unworthiness, and so we're sharing the story as the background so that people see that connection. Um, is this my worthiness being tied to the external, right? That like when the external accepts me, then I'll be accepted. And so as a Jewish American, um, now
Living in
like to fit in, I have to like, or to be accepted by the external, there are things that I'm expected to say, or ways I'm expected to ask, or beliefs I'm expected to have, like all of these things that tap into that trigger, that wound. Coupled on the other side, right? Of like, if I want to fit into this group, I have to do it this way. And if I want to fit into this group, I have to do it this way. And Jean and I are here as rainbow sheep because we're all of it, right? We're the bridges between those two groups. And so part of what came up on that was yes, like your
yes,
worthiness isn't tied to fitting into this group or that group. It's tied to being the rainbow sheep of that you are and being human. So even just saying that, it's funny. I'm like, the energy just shifted, just recounting that story. But let's definitely tap on it because I do think a lot of people out there
yes, need to,
this will resonate with, and this idea of needing to or wanting that external validation and needing to shape shift to
yeah,
get it.
yeah,
Um, and if you're accepted over here, you're going to be rejected over here. So it's like a lose-lose, or a win-win, depending on how you're looking at it. Yeah, that's what's coming up. And I'm just looking at this card I pulled today, Jean, and then we can do it. I carry the wisdom of my ancestors while creating my own path. Is the one I pulled from my personalized human design deck. Um,
yes.
so I love this because we're coming back to the ancestors, which is how I started my morning, and now I'm going to finish my evening with this tap. So let's do it.
Right. And I also want to share this for everybody watching. We are at a very pivotal time in our world's evolution. So I apply this Taoist perspective that I actually read in a Shakti Gawain book, Return to the Garden, that we started off as undifferentiated energy, chaos. And because we wanted to experience the ecstasy of dividing and reintegrating, we split into yin and yang. And that was like the Big Bang. That's the parallel kind of theory. And Yang had to do what Yang does, which is to dominate and compete and to individuate and trample and suppress the yin, that whole like British stiff upper lip, carry on kind of mentality. We've all been immersed in this paradigm of competition, as Greg Braden also calls it. And this makes it feel like a win-lose situation, that is a right and a wrong, people take sides, and this is so heightened right now because we are pretty much at the most developed expression of this yang energy running over the yin, and we're hitting bottom with this collectively like an addict. And this is what it looks like. It looks like incredible divisiveness everywhere. Democrats, Republicans, pro-Palestinians, pro-Israeli. I'm not even sure if I framed that correctly. Um, Pro-trans, anti-trans. I mean, there are just so many examples where people are just at loggerheads.
Just looking
Nobody
for the
but.
them, the enemy, the not like the yeah.
And it's because we've all been conditioned this way and we're at this overdeveloped yang energy point. Our brains are so traumatized. Our bodies are so locked in this fight or flight that it looks like that. When
It's
the
just like what we were
reality,
saying earlier, right? Like we're so in victim mode that we're
yeah,
looking for
yeah,
somebody to be the villain and we're looking for somebody to be the savior.
exactly. Everything looks very black and white. When we are rainbow sheep, hello, we're a rainbow world. And I like to use the idea of the acupuncture model rather than the allopathic model as an example of how these energies operate. It is the Asian century. It does not mean that Asia is at all exempt from these issues because we're one collective body, but there's some collectivism that is embodied in Asian cultures in the East that is very helpful in balancing this trajectory we have been on. That's been very left brain, white male, Western what else? Yeah,
Individual,
logical, individual on its own, this kind of model, patriarchy, basically,
the
hierarchy.
competition, like you said, right?
Competition. Yeah. So
Yeah.
all these patterns fit into this yang energy suppressing the yin. And as you know, in like relationships, we want the feminine energy to be graceful and alive and totally like healthy. And that's what's going to attract and magnetize that masculine energy support. This is when relationships feel really beautiful and amazing and blissful and passionate. So this is the relationship we want in the world, is to have everybody able to express their innate selves, their authentic selves, be connected to their bodies, be in the creative, just be vibing their own delicious essence. And that is what's going to create this amazing, beautiful synergy with masculine energy, the ways that we actually take action to support our authentic selves, rather than to be so entrained by this hierarchical patterning that we've all been trained in, allowing that to be suppressing our innate essence. So I know that's a lot of words, but if you think about like we are all acupuncture points. And when we're vibing in a healthy way, we have the greatest healthy impact on everything else. That is a model that is sustainable. Whereas the allopathic model of shooting down disease and exterminating the, threat and empowering the drug companies to basically just run their own agenda and greed without really connecting with what the needs are, that's not sustainable anymore.
Yeah.
Getting a little political here, but
No.
sorry.
I mean,
That's the
I think we
truth.
can take it this step back and say, like, to me, the allopathic is about fixing what's broken, right? You have to have a symptom in order to
Right.
like apply Western medicine. And the it can be anything because I would argue too, like there are people who are just like, I'm going to take supplements to
Yeah.
fix like to prevent this disease, but you don't even have the symptom yet. So it's like, you know,
Yeah.
so
We've gotten carried away.
yeah, you're
We've
getting
gotten carried away.
stressed about something that's so to
Yeah.
me, like that's what I'm hearing too. And
Yeah.
I honestly, for those people who are listening, that Jean's description of this has grounded me in so many ways, so many times. I highly, highly, I know it was a lot of words, but it
Yeah.
like hit the pause button, rewind, go back to the beginning of this chapter when you have time and listen to that and let us know how that reflects for you, how
Yes.
it
Yes.
resonates
Please in the
because
comments.
yeah, in the comments because this is that bridge that we're talking about. This is the like
Yeah. Yeah.
being
This
walking
is
the
the
dimensions of your human self and your soul self, which to me is your
exact.
authentic self versus the mask that you wear. And so and we have to do that, like we've talked about before. So I
Yeah.
love this, Dean, and I love your description. So
Yeah.
thank you for
Thank,
sharing it
thank you.
again in that
And
way.
I'm hearing it all over the place. Like I heard a clip of teal swan saying that the mushrooms are the most intelligent species on the planet. Not only are they so connected to all of life, but they're also connected to their etheric body as well as their physical body.
Mhm.
That's another example of a bridge and also of this more holistic system, which is what we're striving for. And also, I have to say, the yang is not bad. Yang is not bad. We needed yang to do what it did. You do not argue with energy, like you don't argue with the sun. You don't argue with an atomic explosion. It's just going to do what it does.
Yeah.
It would have been, just the undifferentiated energy for all eternity otherwise.
Yeah.
And yin energy can be equally toxic. We need the balance. So we have gone through this evolution, and now this is our opportunity, each of us, to do that work by healing our own traumas, releasing the conditioning, getting in touch with our true essence, our authentic selves, and starting to, live from that, what really fulfills me instead of I'm supposed to do this because that's what I was told. Presence rather than performing. So it's a wonderful model for life. I'm
Preach,
inviting
sister,
you.
preach. I
I'm
love it.
inviting you to embark on this beautiful journey of balancing your masculine and feminine energies and coming from your true self instead of continuing to soldier on, suppressing, performing, chasing validation. And so we're going to do this last tap. We've got just a few more minutes. And I want you to locate in your body where you feel any remaining tension around needing to prove in order to belong.
Always in my throat.
Okay, in your throat. And you said the number?
I'm gonna say it's a 6 right now after that inspiring speech.
Okay, perfect.
I definitely feel like it probably would have been an 8 or 9 before, but it feels like a
Okay,
6 right now.
perfect. Perfect. Everybody take a deep breath, locate it in your body, give it a number, and let's start tapping. Good job. Take your time. So even though I don't always have words
Even though I don't always have words
to express myself with confidence,
to express myself with confidence,
I find I'm chasing validation
I find I'm chasing validation,
and it continues to feel that way.
and it continues to feel that way.
And I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
And I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
So even though I was trained to perform, take your time,
Even though I was trained to perform
in order to feel worthy.
in order to feel worthy,
And I came through a long line of ancestors who did the same.
and I came through a long line of ancestors who did the same.
And maybe it was life or death,
And maybe it was life or death,
but it's different now.
but it's different now.
And I'm willing to break the pattern.
And I'm willing to break the pattern.
So even though the world has been trained to compete,
Even though the world has been trained to compete,
I know we're pivoting now.
I know we're pivoting now.
Creativity is so vital.
Creativity is so vital.
So I'm willing to let go of this conditioning,
So I'm willing to let go of this conditioning,
all the traumas that put it in place.
all the traumas that put it in place.
I'm here to get in touch with my authentic self.
I'm here to get in touch with my authentic self.
And I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
And I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Let's start tapping inside of the eyebrow. I came through so many generations.
I came through so many generations.
I fought all the other sperm and eggs.
I fought all the other sperm and eggs.
I'm here
I'm here
for a reason.
for a reason.
My energy came through.
My energy came through.
Take your time. Side of the eye. I'm here to be me.
I'm here to be me.
I'm not here to copy any template.
I'm not here to copy any template.
Perhaps that was something my ancestors had to do,
Perhaps that was something my ancestors had to do.
and the world is in need of something new now.
And the world is in need of something new now.
Under the eye. We're all here to shift the paradigm
We're all here to shift the paradigm
by shifting the one within.
by shifting the one within.
The more I let go of the fear patterns
The more I let go of the fear patterns
and allow my true essence to come through,
and allow my true essence to come through,
however that looks,
however that looks,
the better I feel.
the better I feel.
Under the nose, under the nose. You're tapping. I'm sorry. Maybe that felt good. It's safe to heal, release, and let go
It's safe to heal, release, and let go
of this conditioning
of this conditioning
to compete.
to compete.
Dip in the chin. I'm here to be me
I'm here to be me
and find like-minded energies
and find like-minded energies
to collaborate,
to collaborate,
to cooperate,
to cooperate,
and create something new.
and create something new.
Collarbone points, but I'm going to let you do what you do because why was I pushing you to tap anywhere? You can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter, honestly. It
That
feels
is
so
one of
good.
my favorite spots under the eye.
That's great. That's great. I'm glad you stuck it out and you didn't conform to my own conditioning. I am here to be me.
I am here to be me.
Boy, does it feel good.
Boy, does it feel good.
I feel amazing
I feel amazing
when I express myself
when I express myself
authentically,
authentically,
when I listen to my own senses,
when I listen to my own senses,
the wisdom of my organism.
the wisdom of my organism.
Amazing creative breakthroughs happen
Amazing creative breakthroughs happen
when I listen to my own intuition.
when I listen to my own intuition.
Under the arm. It's safe to heal, release, and let go
It's safe to heal, release, and let go
of these ancient patterns
of these ancient patterns
of chasing validation
of chasing validation
and trying to fit in.
and trying to fit in.
I fit in.
I fit in.
I'm here for a reason.
I'm here for a reason.
The more I feel that and acknowledge that,
The more I feel that and acknowledge that,
the more I vibrate that.
the more I vibrate that.
I spread the word
I spread the word
that authenticity and creativity are where it's at,
with authenticity and creativity
is where it's at.
where it's at. Authenticity and creativity are where it's at. Sorry.
That's okay. No problem. Top of the head. I'm so grateful I'm here
I'm so grateful I'm here
during this amazing dynamic time.
during this amazing dynamic time.
I can do my part
I can do my part
by being true to me.
by being true to me.
Take a deep breath. How'd that feel?
Yeah, it felt really good.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for listening.
Yes.
Hit
Thank
Jean
you.
up for sessions, jeanjung.com.
And MarissaRaymond.com, family-centered coach, human design coach, par excellence.
um, click like and subscribe and tell us in the comments what you liked, what resonated with you, how you felt before and after each of these tapping sessions. We did 3 today, and we'll see you next time.
Sounds wonderful. Good night, my friend.
Have a great rest of your day, my friend.